Next generation meteorologist Joe Shock here from Patreon.com and YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at Hurricane Ida, which is going to likely be, so far, the strongest storm of the season in the Atlantic Basin, and certainly I think one of the strongest since last year as of now. So anyway, here is Ida right around here, and you can see it's a 80-mile-per-hour storm, and it's continuing to move off to the northwest here. And there are hurricane warnings and tropical storm warnings and watches in effect. So there is position with the tropical storm force wind field at a very, very small hurricane force wind field, but that will continue to expand as time goes on here. And here's the visible satellite imagery. You can see the lightning in the outer bands. We did have some lightning in the center, but that has since waned away. But you can see these three overshooting tops rotating around where the center is, and this will continue to enhance the development. And later on today, we will likely expect to see an eye pop up probably somewhere in there, and actually in some of the latest frames I've seen over the last 20 minutes or so indicating that this is slowly trying to clear out, so we'll see how long it takes for that to happen. But again, you can see a rapidly developing hurricane here underway. Wind shear is relatively light, mainly about 10 to 15 knots. It will continue to move in the favor of weakening shear and along with the shear vector, so that also continues to suggest rapid intensification. Madden-Julian oscillation in phase 2, and phase 2 favors the central eastern Gulf of Mexico, which is working out quite nicely. Ocean temperature anomalies are much warmer than normal, several degrees Celsius warmer than normal in the path of Ida, so that also is a check mark for rapid intensification and explosive development over the next day or so. Actual ocean temperatures is moving into even higher values, 30 plus C, maybe even some 31 C here up along the coast, so 86 to 88 degree water, so that is certainly a big plus for her as well. Ocean heat content, well, some of the highest literally in the basin. It's going to be going right over this 175 plus area. So, I mean, this is just unbelievable. So, I mean, everything that you need for a tropical cyclone to rapidly intensify, Ida has going for it. So this is truly incredible to see these kind of values popping up. How deep down does 80 degree water go? Well, over 150 meters deep. I mean, literally, this is the highest values here in the basin outside of, the southwest part of the basin. But I mean, you take the ocean heat content and the depth of 80 degree water, and this is going to be incredible. The highest values literally in the basin, and Ida is going to be going right over that today and through the day tomorrow. Upward motion, obviously you can see from the Japanese over the basin, over the Gulf of Mexico. There's the enhanced rainfall showing up quite nicely there. The European tropical cyclone hurricane probabilities, you can see it look like this. Again, because it's the ensemble, it can't see the grid resolution, the physics of the model. It can't see these things rapidly intensifying, but nevertheless, this is going to be likely this will be 100% maybe major hurricane that will be popping up here as you get closer in. But there you can see where the ensembles take it more clearly. Here you can see, and you can clearly see, it was underdone with the intensity had it a mid-grade tropical storm when it was actually a low-grade hurricane, and it weakens it, believe it or not, a little bit further here. So even though it says it's only 40 to 50 knots, this is really going to be closer to 80 to 100 knots later on today. And then, even here you can see plenty of orange. I guess you can argue that, there's a couple of magenta ones over 100 knots in here, so you can clearly see that even though the ensemble is weak, it intensifies it more. The GEFS is more of my liking, but still underdone. You can see what it does there. A lot of members, 70 to over 100 knots. I like the track, but you can still see even here, its intensity is underdone. Again, that's because it's a global model, a global ensemble, so it can't see these small-scale features that make these things intense. Those mesoscale features, the grid resolution is not tight enough to see these kind of things go on. Anyway, here's a storm surge, 10 to 15 feet. Could certainly be higher as you get closer in. And the National Hurricane Center adjusts this depending on exactly how strong this is and the angle of approach. But you can see a devastating storm surge appearing likely, very heavy rainfall, moderate and high risk of flooding. And then with all that looked at, here is my official forecast. 115 miles an hour, I think it becomes a major by day's end. and then comes in as a strong Category 4, almost a Category 5, and possibly may hit Category 5 intensity at some point between now and landfall during the day tomorrow. So unfortunately, this is going to be a devastating storm for most of eastern and central Louisiana, and then weakening, heading on in, bringing a flood threat and severe weather threat up into northern Louisiana, and then up into Mississippi and Arkansas, as well as the new week begins next week. But again, I think it is going to be an historic storm and a name that is going to be retired. That's it for now. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.